Let's now share the main features of the unit. It offers 52 amps with 45 dedicated to the guitar, 5 to the bass and 2 to the acoustic guitar. You then have 50 caps and 10 IRs dedicated to the acoustic guitar. You can also choose 10 mics to couple with your cab that you can place wherever you want. So here you have a pretty complete solution to mimic your wall rig, amp plus cab plus mic. And you know how much I think that the cab, the mics and its position across the cabinet are important factors to tweak our tone. It offers the possibility to load third-party IRs in 10 user slots, and the IRs are at up to 1024 sample points. We have 9 effect blocks at our disposal, including the amp plus cab blocks. You can place the effect blocks in any order you want, but we cannot replicate many times the same effect block. On the other hand, you can partially overcome this limitation thanks to 3 customizable effect blocks where you can place compressors, boosters or noise gates, etc. The effects offered are around 90. Let's describe them. We have the effects 1, 2 and 3 blocks where you can load 2 compressors, 3 boosters, 3 noise gates, 2 acoustic guitar sims, 5 wah, 2 octaves or harmonizer, 6 filters and a pitch shifter. Then you can load 13 distortions and 17 modulations. Then you have 7 EQs and a block dedicated to the delays and another one to the reverbs, where you can load 16 delays and 10 reverbs. I have to say that the effect list is pretty rich. You can find whatever you want, and even if the effect blocks cannot be replicated, the effect 1, 2 and 3 are flexible. I mean, you can load many different effect types inside them. Therefore, this solution almost substituted the possibility to load many times the same effect block. The unit offers 66 banks with 33 factory ones and 33 dedicated to the user. Each bank contains 3 patches for a total amount of 198 presets. It has a tuner, a drum machine built-in and a 50 seconds stereo looper that become 100 seconds in mono. It has a pretty nice 4 inches color screen that is touch sensitive and allows for pretty easy operations. I actually love the Ampero user interface, both the hardware and the computer app. The unit is pretty intuitive and a joy to be used. It's one of the few units to offer both the touchscreen and the computer app. Some other brands offer only touch-sensitive operations like Head Rush, and this is a big limitation for those units in my opinion, as while recording with your computer, the computer app is really handy and useful in my opinion, without the need to reaching out to the unit while tweaking your tone. Coming to the I/O, it has an unbalanced stereo output via a TRS jack, and the converter TRS jack versus mono jacks is not included in the box, and this is actually a limitation. Furthermore, it has an input for an external controller or expression pedal, an headphone out and an aux in. So here I would say that the main limitations are: you don't have an external effect loop, meaning that you cannot use the unit with your amp with the 4-cable method, and you cannot put external effects in the loop. Furthermore, you don't have MIDI connectivity. Maybe the unit can be used with MIDI over USB, but I'm not sure, and there are no info in the user manual related to this possibility or to the MIDI messages you may need. Obviously, this is the price to pay for such a smaller form factor. It has also a USB Type-C port that supports audio, so that the Mini can be used as a digital audio interface. The USB channels available are two. It offers 24-bit ADA converters at up to 44.1 kHz sampling point and 112 dB of dynamic range, which is the lower value actually of the whole Ampero family, as the Stomp 2 offers 127 dB and the Ampero and Ampero 1 114. Let's talk about latency. With an amp and a cab in the signal chain, you get 5.9 milliseconds of latency. That is almost the same even if you use an IR instead of the internal cab. If you add a tube screamer, a delay and a reverb, the latency increases by about 0.1 millisecond, reaching 6 milliseconds. So I would say that these are good values, even if not as good as the best-in-class units. If you're interested in how it compares to other modelers, you can check out my 23 amp modelers latency test, following the link in the card above. The dimensions are the ones shown in the screen, and it weighs 529 grams, so it's pretty light. It requires a power supply at 9 volts and 500 milliamperes. The price is around $230. Let's now hear some more sounds. Final considerations here, and please notice that I have purchased this unit with my own money, and these are my personal opinions for my specific use cases, and you may not agree with me, and this is totally fine. Let's first of all talk about the pros and cons. Let's start from the pros. In terms of pros, we obviously have the form factor and the price. This is one of the smallest and cheaper amp modeling pedalboard in the market. Then we have a pretty user-friendly user interface with both a touch screen and a computer app to be used to easily customize our tones. I would add to the pros also the amp and effect selections, but especially the cab and the mic simulations. In fact, this unit has pretty good mic simulations, and you can also place the mic across the cab with total freedom. In terms of cons, I would mention the missing MIDI ports that would be pretty useful to overcome the 2-foot switches limitation. I don't know if it manages MIDI over USB, and unfortunately there are no info about it in the user manual. If someone knows, please drop here a message. Then I would mention the 44.1 audio interface, where I typically use 48 kHz. And we also have only 2 USB channels, where you would need at least 3 channels to record at the same time the dry guitar to reamp later and the stereo effects coming from the Ampero Mini. Then another drawback is that in the box you don't have the TRS to stereo jack cable converter. I mean, something like this, that you can put in the TRS out in order to have stereo operations. This is a pretty strange choice from Ampero, I have to say, as this cable would be pretty useful. Now, let's compare this unit to its bigger brother, the Ampero Stomp 2. First of all, this is the smaller and cheaper unit in the Ampero family of amp modeling pedalboards, and actually one of the smaller amp modeling pedalboard money can buy. Compared to its bigger brother Ampero Stomp 2, you are paying almost half the price and you are missing a foot switch, an external effect loop and MIDI connectivity. You have less USB channels at your disposal when you record, 8 versus 2, a less powerful DSP without the possibility to have parallel effects. You also have a lower quality ADA converters at 112 dB of dynamic range versus the 127 offered by the Ampero Stomp 2, which is a pretty big difference. Therefore, clearly the Ampero Mini offers much less compared to the Stomp 2. And well, I honestly think that all these differences are totally worth the price difference to get the Ampero Stomp 2. On the other hand, the Mini offers pretty good tones, a super compact form factor, a great selection of well-sounding effects, a very friendly user interface with easy operations, and obviously a small price. So I think that this unit is perfect for someone who wants a small and cheap unit to practice or for jigging on the go, or for recording ideas quickly and easily. But if you want a unit that grows with you, that is gonna last for many years to come, that offers more routing options, more effect customizations, MIDI ports, and a slightly better sound quality, well, get the Ampero Stomp 2. I would honestly get the Ampero Stomp 2. All in all, here we have another interesting unit in the low budget range with some interesting features like the touch screen. I would say that its main contenders are the Valiton GP200 JR, the Flamma FX150 or the NUX MG400. So, a comparison of these 4 units could be pretty interesting. What's your opinion? And now I'm pretty curious to hear your valuable and precious opinions. What do you think about this unit? Which are its main competitors in this price range? Please let me know in the comment section below. So these were my final 2 cents. We have now reached the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did it, please subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell and leave a thumb up. It would be of a great help. If you are interested in my IRs or in my Tonix profiles, you can check out the link in the card above or description below, where there is also a link to a playlist of songs of mine. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.